いるわけないです、魔女なんて。いたずらだと思ってました。いや、そう思っていられるうちが気楽だった気がし。
魔女ベアトリーチェは確か。
私は信じない。ベアトリーチェであったかはわかります。でも人間じゃない何かが。
I don't know if it was Beatrice, but I do know, like, one second there'd be a cheeseburger in front of me, and the next second it'd be gone. It was the craziest thing, man.
確かにあのお屋敷にいたんじゃないかと思います。人間じゃない何かというのはベアトリーチェの可能性もあると思う。
I don't know, dude. It could have been the Cookie Monster. My cookies kept disappearing. It's like someone was eating them right before my eyes. I don't know who it was, though.
バカバカしい。私もバカバカしいと思いたい。あれはきっとヤスのいたずら。仕返しでしょ。私も最初はそう思ったけれど。
いたずらでは説明できないことがあった。
必要というか、具体的にはどんなことがあったの？置いたものがふっと振り返った虫にはもうないね。ヤスが隠したんでしょ。最初はそう考えるのが自然だっても違和感も覚えてた。あんな器用な子がそこまでえげつないことするかなってずっと思って。
どんなことがあったか話して。
鍵束がなくなった時には私が見てなくても鍵束から一つの鍵、それがありもしないところから出てくるなんて。その鍵だけあんたが見てない隙に引っこ抜いたんじゃない？そんなのできる？鍵束を丸ごとひょいっと隠す鍵束から鍵を一つ抜き取るって考えれば考えるほど
Definitely not an easy thing to do quietly, that's for sure.
ガチャガチャ
Yeah.
ガチャガチャ、すぐそこで私が背中を向けてるのよ。そんなこと悠長にやってたらいくら私がバカでも気がつく。でもあの時にこれ逆ギレしたヤスのいたずらじゃなくてもっとそのやばいもんなんじゃね。その紛失した鍵はどこから見つかったの？私のロッカーから。ベルネうっかり屋だからさ、ひょいって鍵をそれだけ外してロッカーにしまったのを鍵束からなんでわざわざかすね。鍵束の鍵外したりあるいは戻したりしたことある？
Yeah,
私
let her
も
know,
試してみ
Beals.
た。
Let her know.
あれすごく硬い。わざわざやらない。やる意味ないし、私無遊病。自分でやったことの記憶さえないっての？私バカだけどそこまでバカじゃ
Yeah,
ない。
pop off. Let them know.
私そこまで自分のこと忘れてたりしない。それに私の鍵さ、確実に部屋に入った時はあったよ。じゃなきゃあの部屋の鍵私どうやって開けたわけよ。だからさ、音をさせないようにさ、スルリとそのヤスがうまくベルネのロッカーに隠したんだよ。私も最初はそうヤスに舐めたことしても言いながら、これ絶対変じゃね？だってさ、あの日私たちずっとヤスと一緒に鍵をガチャガチャ外すほどの隙は絶対ないよ。ヤスには無理っていうか誰にも不可能だよ。受け取った時からもうマスターキーが。だから言ってんじゃん。ちゃんと鍵は最初あった。あの部屋の鍵を開けたのは私だから絶対鍵はあった。で、部屋に入って私バカだから鍵のジャラジャラが嫌いでひょいとベッドの上。それで掃除終わって鍵束取って正常し背中を向けてはいたけれど鍵のすぐそばにいた。だから誰かが鍵を一本だけ抜くなんていたずらをして悠長にガチャガチャ言わせたらすぐわかる。なのにその部屋の鍵一本だけがスーッと蒸発して私のロッカーの中に。いいよ、ヤスがこっそりやったって仮定してもいい。そう考えるとでもねじゃあどうやってロッカーに入れたわけ？
Alright, well, even though it seems downright impossible for Yasa to do it, let's just assume. But still!
ヤス、私たちとずっと私がないないって大騒ぎしてあち 私ヤスに当たりというか、ヤスの瞳、あの子の言うさ、いつの間にか物がなくなってるってみんなが言うように私と同じで、突然そのヤスはずっと一緒だったからロッカーに入れるのは不可能？
そんなおかしなことが他にも。
物がなくなるとか単純にそれだけじゃないこと。さすがに薄気味悪くなって物とかその辺に置かないように気をつけたけど、最初こそヤスの途中からマジで、これは私がポケットに入れっぱなしにしてたはずの鍵だ。私は気づいた。ヤスがいたずらしてんじゃない、ヤスも私も同じ何かにやられてるんじゃないかって。私は一部はそれ以外のほとんどはベル。確かに屋敷はいつも薄暗い。なんかたたりとか呪いとかそんなのがあっても、そのせいできっとベルネはおかしな方向。あんただって見たでしょ。ほらあの雨の日、記念室に消えるおかしな白い影を見たでしょ。見たけど、白い何かを着た奥様かお嬢様じゃない？白い何かって何？そんな服を着てるの奥様もお嬢というか、あの貴賓室いつも奥様とかは鍵持ってない。あれは絶対幽霊とか亡霊とか、絶対に魔女の影だったと。まあ途中からベルネはこんなかすっかり怯えてしまう。私はすれてるから。
Yeah, you come from the hood, do you, Asme?
ベルネがビビればビビるほど魔女なんてバカらしい、そんなのいるわけないって思いを強くした。でもさすがに空気を読まずというか、うかつに口にしない方。階段とかたたりってさ、部外者が聞くと。でもね、そこにいる当事者からするとあれは本当に笑えない話だったよ。アスネはちっとも私の話を信じてくれたから、私途中からアスネに相談するのやめて。私はあんたのいたずらだと思ってたけど、なんかそのおかしなものにやられてるって。
そうしたらなんて。
第一、先輩とかはヤスのことバカにしてたけど、ヤスは言われるほどドジでもバカでもなかった。年下に仕切られるのはムカつくからいつも反抗してたけど、そんなヤスがそこまでバカにされるほど物をなくすなんてことだから確信したの。いる、このお屋敷には人間とは異なる何かを。それが魔女ベアトリーチェだった。もしそれがそう呼ばれるものなら、とにかく人間じゃ説明ができないものが確かにあの屋敷にはいたの。それを理解できない人たちが私やヤスのことをドジだのうっかりだの勝手に言ってた。分かってない、全然分かってない。でも
Still, okay.
ベルネもさすがにヤバいと思って、そしたら物がなくなるとかの騒ぎ。やっぱりベルネの勘違いだったんだよ。違うよ、私ヤスに。そしたらやっぱり魔女はいる。古い使用人たちはみんな、私はベアトリーチェなんているわけないって。だから心を入れ、ヤスに貴賓室の人形のお前源氏様に頼んで鎮守の社にもお参りさせてもらって、そしたら収まったの。アスネも途中から魔女のことバカにしなくなった。もしも空気読まずにずっとバカにし続けてたら、私が保証するよ。絶対にあんたがたたられてた。さすがに私もドン引くかな。口に出して言いやしないけど。あんた分かってない、本当に分かってないよ。だから私は新しい後輩にはこのお屋敷にはベアトリーチ様という魔女がいる。バカにするとマジでたたるからって。ベルネ、物がね、消えたらそれは魔女がすぐ近くにいて私たちを見てるって合図なんだ。いたずらだとか魔女なんかいるわけないとか、そんなことを言ったらもっともっとたたられてしまう。 私もヤスもそう。鍵が消えたらそれは魔女が現れた印。
Oh, why Slaughterer kicking in? Like, it's the jam, don't get me wrong, but was not expecting this. Belnis-san carelessly tossed her keyring on the bed again, humming as she started to clean. No matter how much I warn her, she doesn't change her ways. She's always making fun of me and calling me Yasu, so she won't listen to what I tell her. Why won't she listen to what I say? You mustn't leave things lying carelessly about. If you lower your guard, the witch will prank you.
うまそうな鍵束が放り出されておるわ。
Stop it, please. It's Belnis-san's key. Keep her praying to me alone. Let the others be.
そなたは最近すっかりよし冗談冗談。それにしても我が友が親切に忠告しているというのに耳を貸さぬとは不愉快な奴らだ。我が友を蔑む言動の数々、わらわに対するものと受け取らせてもらおうぞ。
I'm planning to steal Belnis-san's key? Please don't do it. She'll think I hid it again.
わらわの魔法をそなたな人間には無理なことを見せてやればよい。我が魔法を見せてやる。愚かなるベルネとや我が友の忠告に耳を貸さなかったことをこの希薄な体では物足りない。借りるぞそなたの体。久々に本当の魔法を見せて。わずかのひととき再び我が身を現世に。
Huh? A shiver ran up my whole body like an electric shock. From that moment onwards, I couldn't move any part of my body by my own will. Of course not. Like a moment of shock after a blackout, I could do nothing but accept the fact that I had lost control over myself. All the cells throughout my body felt tingly. It felt as though my body had been transformed into someone else's. I realized that the witch Beatrice was using my body as a vessel to revive for a short period of time.
いいこの外気の肌をくすぐる感覚。やはり肉体はいい。
What are you trying to do? Please don't do anything mean. This time everything was backwards. My words were spoken inside my heart, and the witch's voice was coming out of my mouth.
怯えるな。すぐに体は返す。ささやかないたずらで懲らしめるだけでそなたが疑われるような。やすさあさあ。 そなたがどこにて眠っていたのやら。
Everything went completely white, and my mind stopped. Once again, the tingling sensation slid up my body. I could feel it all gathered in the fingers above my hands, come out the tips of my fingers. It was an unfathomable, indescribable, unknown sensation. My head went blank and I couldn't think at all. I could do nothing but abandon my soul to this sensation. I finally understood. This is what it's like to use magic.
さあさあ、そなたがどこにて眠っていたのやら。
My fingers moved like a puppet's and danced around as though I was conducting music. I never knew that having my body move without my control could be so exciting. Oh, homie's getting into it. When Beato lifted my finger as if a string was attached to it. The key ring lying on the bed stood on end. Belnis-san didn't notice. Neither did Asune-san. They were fully occupied by their happy chat as they cleaned the room. Not that either of them would have dreamed that a witch was right behind them, readying herself to use magic. They probably couldn't even imagine the key ring doing a little dance right behind their backs. It was like a cartoon fairy tale I'd seen once as a kid. The happy way the keys danced and spun made it look as though they had a will of their own. I could feel the fun of making those keys dance with my fingers wash over me. Yes, this is pleasure. As I powerlessly watched the witch control me. Oh, I want a witch to control me. I mean, what? I couldn't help but surrender myself to this new joy called magic.
おっと、いけん。鍵束ごとなくしてはいなくなるのだ。そう。この部屋の鍵だけでよい。
Beato controlled my fingers, controlling the magic, and thereby controlling the keys. The keyring slumped down in the bed, and then just the mansion's master key stood on end.
さて、ただ消し去るだけではつまらぬというものならば、そやつのロッカーにもこれならば、ずっと一緒にここで掃除をしている我が友に、さあさあ、そなたがどこで眠って、そうそこは暖かくて暗い場所、ベルネのロッカーの中で
When Beato snapped her fingers, the key burst and became a gold butterfly. A gold butterfly? I see. It's gold because she's the Golden Witch, who gave the master all of his gold. And butterflies are scared of spiderwebs, so it's a gold butterfly. The minions of the witch Beatrice are gold butterflies. After floating into the air, it burst into a shower of gold sparks and disappeared. And then, the vanished key was in Belnesan's locker. Though it was far away in a changing room locker, I could tell exactly how it had happened. It wasn't by sight or by touch. It was by some other sense inside my heart, which couldn't be explained by the five senses. A completely new sensation that I'd never felt before. It was the completely alien concept called magic. A completely unknown pleasure that left me in a trance.
もうよいぞ、この体、そなたに返すぞ。
I felt as though I had been spinning through space until gravity suddenly came back and threw me to the ground. Like when you're having a great dream but you wake up suddenly, and all you remember about the dream was that it was fun. That sort of lonely feeling. Though Beato had been borrowing my body, it was my own body that used magic. I could still feel that sensation in my hands. The keyring over there had danced along with the movements of my fingers. No, that's not quite it. The keyring and my fingers had danced together. That fun, that excitement, still tingled slightly in my hands.
おっと、いけないいけない。
Saying this, Belnesan suddenly turned around and picked up the keyring she had thrown down on the bed. She must have realized that I was staring at it.
またやすに鍵をこんなところに放り出さた私、置きっぱなしにして忘れたりなんかしませんから。
With a grin, she put the key back into her pocket. However, she still hadn't noticed. She probably couldn't even imagine that just a single key had vanished while her back was turned for a second. It's not easy for a human to do things like that. But with magic, just a little dance of the keys and a butterfly popping, and it disappeared.
はい、指先点検。
Oh, what now? Whoa, where are you going with this, Asne?
ベッドオッケー、カーテンオッケー、お道具オッケー、鍵もオッケー。ね、大丈夫でしょ？
Yes, that's good. Let's go into the next room. Ah, Belne-san, could you lock up this room for me?
はーい。
The Belne-san's key. Really disappear by magic? Was that fun magic just a daydream I had? I was so scared of that being true that I tested it.
どうしたの？何やってんの？あれ？何これ？マジ？
What's wrong?
これじゃないし、これじゃないし。あれ？どうしたの？鍵、私が閉める？わけわかん、何これ？マスターキーがない。マスターキーだけない。どうしてこんな頑丈なのに抜けるわけないのに。
I could faintly feel that tingling sensation run across my fingers again. That night, as I gazed at the ceiling from the bed in my dorm room, I looked at my hands. I couldn't sleep. The excitement from the time those keys danced was still there in my fingers. Is this how Beatrice, how witches, always feel? I have a friend who's a witch, called Beatrice. She always used to pull pranks on me with her strange magic. Because I saw this all the time, I thought I knew what magic was. But today, she had possessed my body and used magic with it. The sensation of magic that I finally felt at that time still held my heart entranced. It was a completely unknown pleasure. After all, by moving my fingertips, I could make the key dance as I wished. It was a strange, strange miracle of magic, something humans could not do. I still couldn't let go of that excitement. Shannon, are you awake?
Nani?
Shannon was still awake. Shannon is always early to bed, early to rise. By getting to bed early, all her weariness disappears by the next day. She lives a model life, one that all servants should respect and admire. If I want to become a loved, respected servant like Shannon, I'll need to act that way too. However, I wasn't confident that I could do that anymore. I guess I can't become like you after all.
どうしたの？突然。
You were my ideal. Always.
うん。
Everyone in the Hokuin house loves you and is kind to you. Since you always played with me, you're the only friend I've ever had. And you're also a wonderful servant who can carry out any task in the Ishodami mansion both flawlessly and gracefully. Huh. You know, that doesn't really sound like the Shannon we know. not gonna lie. You're the target I long to reach. That's what you were to me.
一緒に頑張ろうよ。ほら、石の上にもさ、みんなどんどんあなたを認めてくれて、だから一緒に素敵な使用人を目指そうよ。私、使用人辞める。え？
We finally heard a voice. Now, kind of been doing all right these last few times.
使用人より魔女の方が面白そう。魔女って。
What? Okay. Whatever, go on.
何の話？みんなに愛されて頼りにされる使用人って。うん、今ももちろん憧れるけど、でも今の私には魔女の方が憧れるの。それは。
Huh. That's not something you expect your friend to confess to you in the middle of the night. Hey, you awake? Yeah? You know how I really look up to you as a servant? Yeah? I don't want to be a servant anymore. I want to be a witch. Huh. Okay. It's good to have career goals. Shannon was confused. It was hardly surprising. All this about quitting as a servant was at least understandable. But she didn't know how to answer after hearing that her roommate wanted to become a witch.
魔女ベアトリーチェ、今日ね、ベアトリーチェがその時、それは後宮家の使用人に推薦されたことを知らされた時よりもずっと上、知らなかった世界を初めて知ったような。
It was like learning about a new world.
まるで暗闇
Oh
の
no,
世
she's
界
still
だけに
speaking.
住んで
Okay.
て、
I thought it
世
wasn't
界
in
を
quotes
全て
anymore,
知
so
っている
I
ようなつもりになっていた私が初めて光を知って世界を目にするような興奮。
Beato had only used my fingers, made a keyring dance, and turned a key into a butterfly before hiding it into a locker. But I'd understood it with my body. If I'd moved my fingers a different way, the ring could have flown into the air instead of just dancing. And I could have turned it into a scurrying lizard instead of a butterfly. I could have done anything. True, Beatrice's magical power was still weak. It all happened in the little world behind the backs of the servants, who were filled with anti-magic toxin. However, inside that tiny, short-lived world, I could do anything at all. Beato just happened to settle on making them dance and turning the key into a butterfly. But if she wanted to, she could have done anything else. The endless sensation of that free, unrestricted power. I could still feel it in my fingertips. Could it be that, along with that sensation, a fragment of that magical power might also remain? I can tell. It's still there. There's still just a bit of it there along with that sensation. I can do it. I can still do it. A single spot of golden light suddenly lit up in this dark room. It was right between my clasped hands. When I slowly opened them, I could see a single dot that sparkled gold.
それは
What the fuck? Shannon didn't know what the light meant. How could light appear from the palm of my hands? And yet, even with this miracle right in front of her, she couldn't understand what it was. She just sat there with her mouth open in disbelief. However, to me, this was just the return of that bit of sensation in my fingertips. The golden dot spread out and became a small gold butterfly. It flapped its wings and scattered gold sparks about like a cartoon fairy. To Shannon, it probably looked just as though a gold butterfly was flapping its wings. Of course, that alone was a miracle that she could hardly grasp. But to me, it was like a remote-controlled plane in the shape of a butterfly. I could control that gold butterfly however I wanted. Not clumsily with threads. I could make it flap, dance, play through the air as I wished. I was taking a walk through the air as that little butterfly. The golden glint of it pierced the darkness of the small room as it danced about freely. It was an entrancing pleasure. However, that sensation in my fingers began to weaken. I could tell that the few magic butterfly scales left in my fingers were going away. Finally, the gold butterfly flashed and turned to dust, like a firework run out of juice, falling down and disappearing without a trace.